Let's get down to business to defeat the Hun. Hey guys, what's up? It's MK. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel.
It's Tana Mojo. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to
my channel.
I'm sorry, let me not. Today we're going to be reacting to some new Kaitlin Bennett videos. I'm sure everyone knows who Kaitlin Bennett is.
You don't know what's like being black.
Kaitlin Bennett videos out. I have not watched these yet, but you know what? Their titles, they're very interesting. Hassan Piker did something similar where he watched some Kaitlin Bennett videos and talked about them, reacted to them, I guess. Idea credits to him. Close all my tabs. I'm leaking everything. Anyways. So we'll see what, you know, Miss Kaitlin has been getting up to, what she's been doing. You know, I haven't heard much about her since, well, the Ohio University, not Ohio State, OU. Sorry to you guys. Really haven't heard much about her since that fiasco. Alright, let's jump right into it. Alright, first video. Kaitlin Bennett educates the left. Let's see if I can get some education.
If you could give me a number of how many unarmed black men were shot and killed by the police last year, what number do you think that would be?
It's a dramatic amount because a lot of it probably hasn't even been reported. It's got to be in the thousands. Definitely.
I would imagine we have at least 10 every day, so
10 every day.
I'd imagine something like that.
What if I told you the total number of unarmed black men that were shot and killed by police last year were 9?
9?
Does that statistic shock you?
It does.
What? What that lady was saying was true. The number is higher due to a lack of comprehensive police records. I didn't explain this as well as I should have, just because I was like not thinking about it. But basically the reason why the numbers are lower, if you look at the FBI statistics, while they are higher than Kaitlin was like saying they were, obviously they're higher than the number 9. This is because most FBI statistics are based off of self-reporting from like officers and from police stations. So they're actually just conservative estimates. Like the number is actually higher than what is in the FBI statistics. When the number wasn't even 9. And that doesn't even account for other forms of killing, just fatally shooting. Off to an amazing start.
Do you think white people experience white privilege today in 2020?
Oh, absolutely.
So give me some examples.
I mean, there's definitely been times where, for example, I've been pulled over for a traffic infraction. I was going 95 miles per hour in a 50. I got out of it because I was back when I was a teenager too.
Yeah.
I got out of it because I'm a white girl and I was in a pretty little bikini and
Did they tell you that we're gonna let you go because you're a white girl?
No, they didn't tell me that, but I mean, it's pretty obviously when you're trying to get out of it and you're a little crying white girl that's really cute. And you're like, okay, well.
You think highly of yourself, don't you?
I mean, I have.
So first she asks, where do you think white privilege exists? Do you think white privilege still exists? As if when was it disputed that it ever went away? She asks, do you think white privilege still exists? And this lady is right. We could look at the statistics behind like traffic stops, not even just her own situation, but the empiricism behind what she's saying holds true. But our mass incarceration system, the prison industrial complex, the justice system, right, as she's trying to explain, even just in little things, well, not little things, but like everyday things like being hired for a job, white privilege exists, income inequality. Why this isn't disputed. All right, Miss Kaitlin.
Confidence. I've had to work hard for my confidence though, but I mean,
Yes, ma'am. Period. Caitlin's trying to drag her like, oh, you think highly of yourself. All right, Miss Noodlehead. And this legend over here is like, yeah, I've worked hard for my confidence. Okay, Miss Thing, go off.
I have seen, unfortunately, black people be pulled over for nothing and be prosecuted for, I mean, even like the videos that we're seeing now, people capturing candid reactions of policemen and actually showing, there's no obvious reason. And like, for example, there's another one that I saw, this gentleman, he's a CSI, a person who's in the CSI, he's a CSI agent, and they're trying to arrest him because, oh, you look like a criminal, you look like somebody we're chasing. He's like, no, I'm not, and I promise you I'm not. Don't try to do this right now. And they're trying to
notice. You know what I just noticed? You know how Caitlin's not wearing a mask. She's just up in these people's faces. These people are wearing masks, and meanwhile Caitlin's just not in a mask. We see that. I also love every time I notice when I watch like her videos, literally every 5 seconds, her support my Patreon thing comes up. Just let's count how many come up in the next couple minutes. I want to see this because it comes up a lot.
Him into being arrested, pulled out his wallet, found out he was a CIA agent. They're like, okay,
They'll probably
so
have a big shock coming in for them, right?
yep.
So I just want to give you a statistic, and I want to know what your thoughts are, because we're talking about maybe police brutality, Black Lives Matter. That's what this is all surrounding. If you could give me a number of how many unarmed black men were shot and killed by the police last year, what number do you think that would be?
It's a dramatic amount because a lot of it probably hasn't even been reported. So not only it's an unfathomable number for me to think of at this moment.
If you had to place a number on it because of all the stories the media is telling us, what would you think that number is?
It's got to be in the thousands, definitely.
I would imagine we have at least 10 every day, so.
If you guys have liked what you've seen so far, you are going to want to go to libertyhangout.tv where you can find more uncensored content. It's amazing. It's so juicy, we can't put it here on Facebook or YouTube.
What the fuck is it? I don't... What am I... Okay? I don't... What's she gonna do? Get naked and talk to liberals in the street? I don't... Okay? I don't... Alright, Miss Kaitlin. And also, what have I seen here? I've seen her talk to 2 fucking people. Great. And we're halfway through. Let's just keep chugging.
Hangout.tv, go there right now. And every day.
I'd imagine something like that.
What if I told you the total number of unarmed black men that were shot and killed by police last year were 9?
9.
Which metric?
I'm sorry?
By whose metric?
The FBI statistics.
It's not...
Does that shock you?
It does, but it doesn't at the same time, because what does armed and unarmed mean? Does it mean it has a gun? Does it mean that they have a club? Does it mean they have a bat? Does it mean they have a knife?
Those are all considered arms because those are all weapons.
So that's
Amazing. You should be able to protect yourself. Absolutely. So
Everybody should have the right to bear arms to protect themselves.
Yeah.
So, absolutely, yeah. So if I were to be arrested or shot, then yeah, I'm armed.
amazing. Yeah, that would be considered armed, kind of like Rayshard Brooks when he was armed and
And
fired the
it's all perception,
taser at the
too.
police.
What do you perceive as a weapon? And, I mean, what did they perceive as the weapon?
But out of those 9, 2 came back unjustified shootings, and the police were charged with homicides out of that. So does that statistic shock you?
It does, because like I said, what exactly qualifies as a weapon? Was it actually a gun? Like,
What armed can mean anything. You can have a bat, you can have a rock. Actually, fists kill more people every year than rifles do. So, I mean, if we want to look at the numbers, but I think you...
I love how Kaitlin Bennett just proved how idiotic her statistic is, because we literally looked at like the statistics she mentioned. 9 unarmed black men shot. How many unarmed black men are shot by the police? How many unarmed black men are... How many unarmed black men are... Alright, well, anyways, I love how Kaitlin Bennett literally just disproved her own statistic because she's saying fists kill more people every year than guns. But the only metric we should use for killing an unarmed black person is if the cop shoots him with a gun, right?
Thank you so much for your time. What is your mask day? I have to.
Okay, so there's a game called Skyrim. It's a medieval RPG. So it's showing you the statistic of the armor I'm wearing.
That's so funny. I love it. Thank you so much for your time. And yours are just bats. You're like, whatever. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you don't get rained out of your vacation here. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go to libertyhangout.tv right now to watch Kaitlin Bennett Uncensored. Not only will you get to watch exclusive content from me, but you'll get to say you stood for the truth, you stood against radical leftism, and you stood up for America.
Is that it?
If you guys enjoy this video, be sure to like and share, hit that subscribe.
That was literally it. That was the whole video. She interviewed one couple. All right. Well, let's see this one here. Should there be a black national anthem? It's a little bit longer. We'll watch this one.
The NFL is going to start playing
it's the same
black national anthem before the regular national anthem for their opening games. Do you think that's something appropriate or divisive? What are your initial thoughts?
I don't think that it should be a problem because black people, unfortunately, have had a very, very rough time. This place is not free for them.
So if we maybe did a white national anthem and we put that up on baseball games, NFL, whatever.
A white national anthem? Isn't that just the national anthem we already have? That's what we, okay.
Would you be okay with that?
But the national anthem we already have is kind of white based.
If we were to create a white national anthem, would you be okay with that being played?
Sure.
Sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
We are back here in St. Augustine to find out if people think a black national anthem being played before the regular national anthem is appropriate or maybe divisive. And if they do think it's appropriate, would they be okay with the white national anthem? Let's find out.
Again, so the national anthem?
Thanks to your support at patreon.com/Kaitlin Bennett, I was able to hire an entire army with me today to make sure I'm protected. Guess how many people have touched me? 0. Guess how many people have yelled at me? 0. Guess how many people have assaulted me? Also 0. So thank you for your support and allowing me to come out here and be safe, finally. The NFL recently said they're going to start doing a black national anthem before the regular national anthem. Did you hear about it?
No.
What is your initial thought when I tell you that? Is it divisive or is it appropriate?
Sound good?
Does it sound good?
Yeah, if it sounds cool, I'll listen to it.
Have you ever heard of the song?
No.
It was written in the early 1900s about slavery. Do you think that applies?
I like how these guys are just like, yeah, sure. If it's catchy, if I can bop to it, yeah, sure, why not?
Today in 2020.
I guess.
Yeah?
I mean,
Sure.
I don't know. It's like, obviously what's going on right now is awful for the black community. So yeah, they do need to be represented more.
Yo, bass?
So if we maybe did a white national anthem and we put that up on baseball games, NFL, whatever, would you be okay with that?
But the national anthem we already have is kind of white based.
Do you think that's something appropriate or divisive? What are your initial thoughts?
I don't think that it should be a problem because black people, unfortunately, have had a very, very rough time. This place is not free for them, and no matter where we are in our timeline now, they're still not free. They need recognition for their struggles, and they need to be treated with respect.
Ayo,
and as a good tool of respect is actually honoring that in an anthem.
Do you think that's appropriate or divisive? What are your opinions?
I've actually played the piece before. We played it actually in downtown Jacksonville. I mean, I guess it's a good movement. It's a good thing to try and do afterwards. I don't know if it's necessarily necessary. Like, I understand you want to do something or things. People do want to see more diversity. I know the NFL has a lot to get back after they treated Kaepernick the way they did.
I think they treated him negatively.
Oh, no.
poorly, very poorly. He should still be in the league now, but he's not.
Only white people.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say that.
Like, what can you consider being white?
What you're the one that said it was white based. Give me a line in there that is white based.
I mean, I couldn't tell you, but it's like, I don't know, when the song was written, like, even back then, I don't think black people had many freedoms.
Do you think that's good idea, bad idea? Where's your stance?
Isn't that just the national anthem?
The black national anthem?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. It was written in the early 1900s for slaves.
Okay, that's a real thing.
If a white person took a kneel during the black national anthem, what would happen?
You can be our guinea pig. If you guys have liked what you've seen so far, you are going to want to go to libertyhangout.tv where you can find more uncensored content. It's amazing. It's so juicy, we can't put it here on Facebook or YouTube. libertyhangout.tv, go there right now.
The ultimate goal is unity. So yes, like you said, eventually, hopefully we can get to a place where it is all collective. But as of right now, it's not unity. We are not united, and we need to be, and that is a great recognition.
Do you think it's going to bring more unity to segregate national anthems?
Not necessarily. I think that is a good way to introduce more anthems to show respect and be able to appropriately show homage for one's struggles or other people's accomplishments or just strife in general or just history. It's a history tool to be able to show what has happened, how we've progressed in our life past it is now.
Do you think we should apply that and give them a separate, we should segregate their national anthem and make them feel like they're not here?
Not really. If you do that, you feel look more segregated than you do now, I guess.
Yeah, that's how I kind of see it. But do you have a different opinion?
No, I'm not sure if I heard the song. I don't know what the song's about.
So my thoughts are that we need to play the Spanish national anthem, the Chinese, every nationality should have their anthem sang. Period.
Sure.
That would be like the whole game.
That's what they're gonna have to do, because you can't just have one black band. It's not that. It's not just. I don't even know what they're saying in the anthem.
Do you think it's being used right now to be more divisive rather than?
$10 says that woman has not heard the black national anthem. She hasn't. That was the first time Kaitlin Bennett came to her and asked her if she had heard about it, and it was the first time she's ever heard about it, and she just, I don't even know what they're saying. Shut the fuck up.
Promoting unity in a time like this in our society?
I wouldn't say divisive, mainly because it's just something that people aren't aware of. So a lot of people now are becoming just more aware of what's been going on, even though it's been happening through the years. Yeah. I've even shared part of like the times I've had in my life where racism played a part in it, and it's still relevant, but other people just don't know.
Watch Kaitlin Bennett after that be like, really, what racism have you experienced in your life? Are you sure about that? Are you sure white privilege exists? Like she asked other people earlier.
Definitely really nice in the early 1900s, but now we're in 2020. I think everybody's pretty.
Now we're in 2020 where everybody's just equal, everybody's fine. Racism doesn't exist anymore. We don't need things like this. Silly goose. Shut the fuck up.
Equal. Do you think everybody's pretty equal?
Yeah, I guess regardless of
I mean, we're equal, but like still not really. I personally don't think, I still think we have a long way to go for equality.
Pretty great. We got a black president, we got black millionaires, billionaires, rap, I don't know. I think everybody.
Oh. I have a Trump ad. Fitting.
Everybody's pretty chill in their own way.
Opponents to this, I think it's divisive, want to come up with a specific white national anthem to play along with all the other ones. Would you be okay with a white national anthem?
So I believe that it's not necessarily saying no, we don't deserve a national anthem, but I also believe that you haven't necessarily had the struggles. you do have privilege. You have been privileged to not have to be in a position where you're afraid for your life, that you're afraid that you're going to be prosecuted for something you didn't even do, or to be treated indifferently just because you had more melanin in your skin.
If we were to create a white national anthem, would you be okay with that being played?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah, I would say yeah. If you see any issues like systemically in the law or anything like that that we want to work on specifically?
I mean, I really don't. The things I see like in the news on stuff, it seems like we do have ways to go for everybody, for equality for everybody.
Do I think there should be a white national anthem? No. I don't particularly think there should be a black national anthem either. I think that we should just have one national anthem because we're supposed to be a nation. If people are divided by race and we're all of a sudden going to have two sides of a country, why not just have two separate countries?
Seems kind of
Man's really just said it. Ethno state for the win. Alright, Abe Lincoln.
segregationist to me. I think one national anthem, one nation, one group. It's one song. You know, we can all get united behind something. If we can't get united behind football, that's fine, but I don't think...
And that unifying cause is going to be the Star-Spangled Banner. That beautiful piece of musicality and talent is going to be what unifies us all. That's it. You heard him, folks. We're all going to get unified behind a common cause. And that common cause is going to be the Star-Spangled Banner. Heard it here first.
We need to be dividing things out like that.
Considering the national anthem is a national anthem, not a racial anthem, it doesn't make any sense to me.
No. Did you even know there was a black national anthem?
I think I saw something about it on Facebook and just kind of dismissed it as silly.
I saw it on Facebook, where I get all my news from. And then Kaitlin Bennett's like, you know, you should subscribe to LibertyHangout.tv on there. You should subscribe to my Patreon while you're at it. We're Facebook based. All right.
Kind of like a tradition to do just our normal national anthem. I wouldn't do, you know, the Black Lives Matter stuff with how our tradition is, because it doesn't really go along with it.
Okay. Are you a supporter of the Black Lives Matter stuff, or nah?
I don't really care for it.
Okay.
I see where they're coming from, but I'm not like an extremist in it or nothing.
If a white person took a knee during the Black National Anthem, what do you think would happen?
I don't know. I think that there'd be severe outrage and everything. It wouldn't be, they definitely wouldn't get away with it. They'd probably be like put in prison or something.
I think it's racist.
Prison.
I am a big king. My hero was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was for everyone.
Base, look at this man. Look at this man. He's got a beautiful shirt on. I hope what he says, I hope he's about to spit right now.
He said it's not the color of the skin you judge by person, it's by the content of the character. If it's the black national, and then they're differentiating themselves by saying they're black. I don't believe in that. I want to see one national anthem. I want to see one race. It's called a human race. And that's the way I feel.
So if they want to do that, then we're going to have to have every anthem from every nationality on the planet. Because that's what America's made of.
You think it's divisive more than unifying?
Yes, because like I said, you're going to have every nationality is going to have to play whatever their anthem is going to be.
Based? We based? Lady spitting.
Our anthem.
What would be the white national anthem? We said like living on a prayer.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty divisive. I mean, black people at the end of the day are Americans, you know. If they're here, they're here. I don't think that you should divide any minority into its own national anthem, you know. Like, you know, I don't think you should take anything away from the fact that we're all Americans at the end of the day. That's one national anthem for our nation. Just, you know, race aside, you know, like if you're in the country, that's one national anthem. I mean, there's no other
this guy's
country
so
I can
boring.
think of where
I'm literally falling asleep.
Minority has its own national anthem. You know what I mean?
It's not bringing people together. It's kind of dividing people.
Yeah. And I don't know. Maybe I'm different, but I've never had that thing. We can all learn how to appreciate each other And a lot of these people that are
Disappointed in this
destroying are
guy.
monsters because they were not going to destroy their own area. And I'm for, like Dr. King says, we can all learn about our differences and get along. And hopefully someday, hopefully we do. And that's just the way I feel.
Amazing. Well, I feel the same way. So
There you go.
thank you for everything you've done for our country.
You betcha.
I
And may
appreciate
the
it.
Schwartz be with you.
Go to libertyhangout.tv.
The Schwartz? What? The fuck? People in Florida are crazy. Alright. I don't... What's going on here? Should we watch another one? Oh, it's a throwback. Meet the world's most clueless man. On Dems want to replace monuments with Nicki Minaj.
Should we get rid of Mount Rushmore now that I'm on the topic? We should. Yeah. There's a reverend. He's African American. He said, if you don't take it down, you're automatically a racist.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I
do as well.
Okay.
100%.
You guys think statues can hurt people?
Well, I think they could just, like, really offend someone, especially with the history of what they hold.
So there are some options that they're thinking about replacing it with. We've got Beyonce, T'Challa from Wakanda,
Based?
Sean King, or a very progressive icon, Nicki Minaj. Do you guys think any of those would be more appropriate than what's there now?
I prefer T'Challa because if you go to it, you can just do a hit like him, Wakanda forever.
Nicki Minaj has done more for people than any slave owner.
Based?
We are here in St. Augustine, Florida. Well, behind me, you'll see we have a boarded up Confederate monument memorializing soldiers from the Civil War who were never properly buried. The progressives in St. Augustine decided to remove it because statues hurt feelings. We're going to ask people today if we should replace the statue with people like Beyonce, T'Challa from Wakanda, and other very cool people like Nicki Minaj. Let's see who they choose.
Should I be fine with a statue of T'Challa? Or Nicki Minaj?
Thanks to your support at
shut up.
patreon.com/KaitlinMinute, I was able to hire an entire army with me today to make sure I'm protected. Guess how many
Can you
people have
skip
touched me?
passes?
0. Guess how many people have yelled at me?
Shut the fuck up.
So there is a statue that is memorializing the soldiers from the Confederacy during the Civil War.
Yeah.
And they voted Monday to take it down because there's a reverend, he's African American, he said, if you don't take it down, you're...
Shock. Kaitlin Bennett has a disdain for democratic voting. Shock. People voted on it. What's the fucking issue, Kaitlin? It's obviously what the people want. Shut up.
You're automatically a racist.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I
do as well.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
Because think about what the statue represents. Think about like what black bodies have to think about every time that they see the statue.
So St. Augustine officials have voted to remove the Confederate statue that's over there. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's over there in the plaza. They're going to take it down because it's racist. Do you agree with that?
I do believe that they should take down the Confederate statue because it's showing a past that we really shouldn't be proud of.
Okay.
We definitely should not be proud of Confederacy. It's just wrong.
Okay, yeah.
I agree with the statement. It is wrong to have Confederates anything because there are some people like, this is my heritage, okay, but this also means that you're hurting other people whose family came from bad backgrounds and you're supporting this.
I think that there's no reason to have statues that signify hatred towards black people.
Okay.
So I can agree with that, yeah.
Okay, how does that statue do that?
Well, it was made in a time, not like right after the Confederacy, but it's made years later to enforce Jim Crow laws and like inflict terror and fear.
The statue was?
Yes, a statue of like generals that led a war.
Or do you know what the statue actually is of?
You know, I'm not sure what this statue's of, but
So this statue is actually memorializing the soldiers who never had a proper burial.
I know that Confederate soldiers did a lot of bad stuff, and I know a lot of people disagree with them. So I feel like if it's hurting a lot of people, it should be removed.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
You guys think statues can hurt people?
Well, I think
Oh my god, shut up, you bitch. Clearly the statue's not reaching out and grabbing people by the neck or slapping people. But that's not the fucking point. What is... Sorry. Moving on.
Really offend someone, especially with the history of what they hold.
Do you think the people who are offended by its removal matters at all, or just the people who are offended by its being there?
I feel like they shouldn't really be offended by the removal because of the history it holds.
Do you think that that was the right decision?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, because of what's happening right now, we don't want symbols of past history that pretty much suppressed black Africans, African Americans in this country.
If you guys have liked what you've seen so far, you are going to want to go to libertyhangout.tv where you can find more uncensored content. It's what goes through your mind every time you see a Confederate statue, since you're a black body.
Just like a wave of like disrespect and discomfort. Like I just feel like so many people get to walk down the street and be see themselves everywhere, see their generations on like plaques and like statues of their great grandfathers. The only memorabilia I have is like pictures of my like people like being beaten and like shot at and like being terrorized by these white bodies who are being mounted up on statues.
It is remembering soldiers, and like all props to them, and they like go and fight for whatever they believe in, but it represents the wrong thing in my opinion. Like the Confederates seceded from the United States. They weren't fighting for their country, they were fighting for the only thing that was like abolishing slavery.
I don't know if destroying it or getting rid of it's like the best idea, but I mean if it makes the people happy, then I mean just go with it, I guess.
The history behind it, you know, the Confederates weren't for America, they were for themselves, and they were, you know, fighting to keep slavery, which isn't good, but, you know, personally, I don't think a statue hurts anybody, but I understand why they're tearing it down.
Like, people don't want to remember slavery or the people who fought, like, to have it still.
Do you share those opinions?
Yeah, I agree.
Should we get rid of Mount Rushmore now that I'm on the topic? We should.
Sure. Yes. Sure. Who literally gives a, like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Who should we replace them with? Four people.
I don't know. Let's go with Harriet Tubman. This is so stupid.
Well, I have some options. Tell me if these 4 people I list off is more appropriate to be in St. Augustine than Confederate soldiers. Okay, here we go. Beyonce.
Sure. She's done more for people than any Confederate slave owner.
Amazing. Okay, T'Challa from Wakanda.
Sure. He done more than any white slave owner. You can say anyone. I'll tell
Nicki
you.
Minaj.
Nicki Minaj has done more for people than any slave owner. No, what the?
You said anybody.
Anybody who's not against human.
All right, so there are some options that they're thinking about replacing.
I like that, you know, the people she's listing: Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, T'Challa from Black Panther, and fucking, she's just like, let me throw Hitler in there. One of these things is not like the other, Kaitlin. One of these things is not like the other. Okay.
It with. We've got Beyonce, T'Challa from Wakanda, Sean King, or very progressive icon Nicki Minaj. Do you guys think any of those would be more appropriate than what?
Again, Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Any of those is honestly better than the Confederacy, as long as it shows a pride and something that's better than Confederacy, or anything, as a matter of fact. I'm fine with it.
Could we replace it with Jesus?
That's a little touchy subject right there, religion.
Oh, is Jesus better than the Confederacy?
I would say yes, he's definitely better than racist.
We have some options of who we're considering replacing it with. We got Beyonce, T'Challa from Wakanda, Sean King, who said to tear down statues of Jesus, or Nicki Minaj. Which one would be more appropriate than what's there now?
Is that what Sean King is, like, known for? I don't... That's not exactly... If I was, like, talking about Sean King to someone, the first, like, identifier I would give them would not be said to tear down statues of Jesus. What? Is that what... That's not what he's, like, known... Okay.
I think you're just making a joke of it. Like, I've seen your videos before. I think you're just making a joke.
You're a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, but thank you for watching this stuff.
A lot of people don't like. Yeah.
So which one would be more appropriate, or do you think the Confederate monument is more appropriate than all of those?
I think none.
None of them?
None of them.
Do you have a favorite that you think should be placed?
See, like that's like a normal, like, she's literally just making a joke out of it, first of all, as that girl said. She's saying none. Sure. None. Why the fuck? First, this isn't even like something that's out there. I haven't heard a single person say, oh, we should replace these Confederate statues with fucking Nicki Minaj or T'Challa from Black Panther. Haven't heard a single person fucking say that. So this is really, I don't...
Augustine?
I think Queen Bee would be pretty funny. Beyonce, that'd be good.
Okay, we got 1 vote for Beyonce so far. All right. What's wrong with Nicki Minaj?
I like Beyonce more. Yeah. She's a little more classy.
A little bit, right?
I think any object, any figure that just represents hate, division, separation, any other option that promotes unity and coming together would be a much better decision, if you ask me personally. I'm a bit of a leftist, so I would think of, instead of one person, maybe having a group of people who've come together.
So all 4 of them.
Be all 4 of them. Yeah. Well, not Nicki Minaj. That's not Nicki Minaj. Maybe like a group of people. We have Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Maybe thinking of Malcolm X, Dr. King, a group of individuals who fought, made the ultimate sacrifice, gave up their lives for pushing a more progressive, inclusive agenda, I would say.
Who out of this list of people do you think we should replace it with, if any? Beyonce, T'Challa from Wakanda, Sean King, or Nicki Minaj?
Just replaces and like definitely Nicki Minaj.
Why her?
She's awful. Like her singing is awful.
So we should replace it with her.
Oh, replace the statue.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely not Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Who was the first one?
Beyonce.
Let's go with Beyonce. Everyone likes Beyonce.
Yeah. Well, I don't, but that's okay. Tell me if you think any of these 4 options are.
Kaitlin Bennett definitely listens to fucking like Luke Combs or some shit like that. Definitely listens to like Bon Jovi.
Are better than the Confederate soldiers on that statue. Okay, ready? Beyonce, T'Challa from Wakanda, Cardi B.
Oh, she threw Cardi B
Nicki
in there
Minaj.
this time.
Are any of those better options than what's there now?
Well, I'm just saying, I feel like necessarily, like, although all those people are very legendary and stuff like that, there are definitely Black people in Black history, people who have changed Black history in that sense, who definitely could be memorialized and things like that, like Harriet Tubman or someone of that nature.
Yeah, is this what, like, when we talk about, like, iconic Black people or people who have been, like, who have contributed to the Black community, does Kaitlin Bennett just fucking think, like, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B? Like, those are the only other options? Alright.
Here in Jacksonville.
Or Marsha P. Johnson. How about we put, like, a Black trans woman up there? How about we do
Black
that?
trans woman.
Marsha
Okay.
P. Johnson.
Why did
Who
she...
out of-
Wait, why did she... Why did she censor the word trans? Why is it when they said trans, she, like, censored it? What?
This list of people do you think we should replace it with, if any? Beyonce, T'Challa from Wakanda, Sean King, or Nicki Minaj?
Just replaces and like definitely Nicki Minaj.
Why her?
She's awful. Like her singing is awful.
So we should replace it with her.
Oh, replace the statue.
Yeah.
Oh,
She just put
no,
this clip?
definitely not Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Who was the first one?
Beyonce.
Let's go with Beyonce. Everyone likes Beyonce.
Why did she put this clip in here twice?
I don't, but that's okay. Who would you like it to be replaced with?
Probably somebody who stands up for good things. And Martin Luther King was a really good guy. Somebody really respectable like that.
What about you?
Yeah, I agree. Someone who had a good influence. Someone who had a good influence on the world.
Okay, perfect. What about Jesus?
Jesus is pretty good.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not anti-religious or anything.
Cardi B?
Sure.
Cardi B, okay. Who else? Stalin?
No.
No? Don't like
Why the
Stalin?
fuck not?
No, I'm not a
Wait.
big Stalin fan.
Amazing. Okay, so good. All right. then nobody, not anybody, right?
No,
Okay.
but
So wait, the options she's given, let's just like, the options she's given people. Beyonce, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Sean King, T'Challa, Stalin, Hitler, and Jesus. And if you say no to any of those people, then nobody, we're gonna put nobody up there. Are those the only people she can think of? And because these girls right here said no to all of those options, she's just like, well, then nobody then, right?
You're at like pop stars of this age versus like the major fascist leaders.
Yeah.
Way back then.
Well,
like obviously that's not something anyone wants to represent. Like,
I agree. I don't want a statue of those people anywhere. I'm good. I'm good
no
without
different
them.
than having a statue of any slave owner and Confederate general.
So George Washington, he's out. Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, they're all out. You know they're on our money, right?
Pardon?
They're on our money.
I know, I'm well aware.
You want to get rid of that?
I'm not getting rid of our money, that's not what I'm saying, but you know,
We can get rid of the statues, but not the money.
well, I mean, as they're doing with Andrew Jackson.
No, let's get rid of the money. Let's go. Let's do it. Based? Yo, Kaitlin Bennett's base check? Based. Kaitlin Bennett's based.
You can replace faces.
What's wrong with Beyonce? Well, I mean, she's talented, but she's not like a figure for that.
She fights. She's a Black Lives Matter supporter.
Yeah.
So is Sean King. He's a leader, Black Lives Matter leader.
And I'm a Black Lives Matter supporter. I go to the.
We can replace it with you.
No.
That would be super progressive.
I'm just curious sign.
Well, that would be better than what's there, right?
I mean, I wouldn't be better than what's there, but something else would be.
And at the end of
Humble
the day,
queen.
here's what I'm gonna say. You can do anything you want and make noise elsewhere. You know, want to like replace statues, that's one thing. But until you make real change, and I'm talking like change laws, change policies, all this doesn't matter. All this is noise.
Remember, guys, it's more important now than ever to publicly show your support.
Alright, well anyways, if you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. There's also other people we can react to and things like that. Thank you for watching. Peace out.